Welcome to Flash from Scratch, Tutorial 35, Draw a Basic House. Someone's asked me, they started a tutorial of mine called Tutorial 69, Christmas Snowfall Part 1, and when I did that tutorial to save time, I pre-drew the house and this house and just pasted it in. And there's a person that wants to do this tutorial, and they don't have a lot of experience drawing, so they asked me to do a tutorial on how to draw a house that looks something like this. I'm going to start with a new FLA. I'm keeping action script 3, although I don't think there's going to be any action script. And I'm going to select some kind of a bluish background. I'm going to call the first layer the building. Sort of like the outside of the building without the windows and that sort of thing. There's many ways of doing this. I'm going to just pick one. I'm picking this what's called the straight line tool here. Open the properties panel and make sure that this stroke is 1. And make sure you have black for your stroke. And straight line tool. And I'm going to put one line like this. I'm going to put another one up here. Don't worry about too much right now. Just one down here and one here. And what's important is that these cross and that there's some length sticking out, even that little bit. But don't try to stop right at it, because when you fill it, sometimes it won't fill. All right, here's the fill bucket here. And if I click here, and pick up that color and click in there and fill that. Go back to the straight line tool. Draw another one here. This is going to be the side of the building, so to speak. Pick up another one. Draw it here. And I think that's wide enough for the side of my building. Pick it up again and make one go, you see, right about that right there, and I want it to go on a slight angle up. It's ever so slight. And on this one, slight angle down. Let's make the roof for the house. Let's clean some of this stuff up for now. Pick up the selection tool. Get rid of a few of these pieces. Just click there, delete that. Click anything that you don't want right now. I'll do a few. See that? I'll clean that up and I'll get back to you. Okay, I want to select just this section, so I'm going to double click on it and use my arrow keys. I'm going to bring it over, and if it's too big or too small, I want to rectify it. Mine just fits. If it's too big or too small, I'll show you. All you need to do is pick up your selection tool and just get that right angle and just move this up or down. See that? That's all you need to do. So highlight it. Using your arrow keys, move it over and up or down, whichever you need to line it up. I'm happy with that. I'm going to lock that. Insert a layer. I'm going to call this sort of the roof. Just to give it a different name. Straight line tool, and I'm going to put a slight angle here, just ever so slight. Making it extra long. Longer than what I need. Pick up my selection tool. I want it a little bit longer now. I'm getting that right angle. Just make it a little bit longer. Clicking on it, right click, copy that. Right click, paste in place. Drag it over. And that's my roof. I now want to pick up the straight line tool again. Draw it from here to there. I'm happy with that. Nope, I gotta break that. So let's do that again. From here to there. I'm just eyeing it. I like that. I need to now get another one to go across the bottom here. If you can take and try to make it parallel to that, that would be good, but it doesn't have to be. There it is like that. So now I have a complete, if I click on him and click, 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 see I have a full closed loop. Now I can take my fill bucket. I can fill that. Still got my straight line tool. I want to join these two here for my roof. See that? And I want one from here. And now I want to fill my roof with a color other than that brown for now. I'm going to pick any color. Fill bucket. There's my roof. And now I'm going to do the selection, and I'm going to go through these, clicking these, and deleting them. And when I have them all done, I'll get back to you again. Now, if you have something like this where it's messed up on the end, just get your selection tool, and you can pick the corner of that. So you see that right in there, and you can move that down. See that? And I'm happy with that. I'm now going to click that center line, delete it. And if there's anything in here that you don't like, you can just go over here, pick up the paintbrush right here, click on this, get that eyedropper, pick up that color, and just take your paintbrush and fill them in. I'm happy with that. Lock that layer. Next thing I want to do is I want to draw a door. I'm going to use blue for my door. I want this time I'm going to pick up what's called my rectangle tool. If you're seeing an oval, click this corner. If you're seeing an oval and you want to select rectangle, I'm going to my selection tool. I'm going to make this 200% because I want to draw my door here. Again, my rectangle tool. I got all the layers locked. Select the top layer, insert layer. Call this DW, doors and windows. Selecting that, and I think I have my selection on my rectangle tool. There it is. And I'm going to make a door. You don't need to be too fussy with it. Good. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can see it and work with it. I still have my rectangle tool selected. I'm going to make a little panel in here, door panel. And I'm going to do this, my selection tool, click on the inside, hold the shift down, click on the outside so I have it all. I'm not selecting any of this. And if that didn't work for you, you could have built your door out here. Right click, copy that, get off to the side, right click, paste in place. Use my arrow keys. Putting that over there, just eyeing it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. I now want to pick up a yellowish color. Pick up the oval tool. Black for my stroke, yellow for my fill. Over here, hold my shift down and making a doorknob. Pick up my selection tool and stick it there. I got the oval tool selected again. Same colors. This time I'm going to make an oval, and I'm trying to make it so that to my eyes that it's not as big as this door. Pick up this straight line tool, go down the center, pick up selection tool, click there, delete it, click there, delete it, click there, delete it, click there and delete it. Pick up straight line tool again, approximately the center here, and go up like that. Pick up your selection tool, select that little center, right click, copy that, right click, paste in place. Using my arrow keys, I'm moving it over a little bit out of the way. Go up to modify, transform, flip it horizontally. Take my arrow keys and put it back there. So now I have this little fancy window. Click this, delete this, highlight it, drag it over, and there's a window on my door. Keeping those same things, come here, pick up the rectangle tool. This time I'm going to draw a window. Pick up the straight line tool. Again, go through here. I'm going to put about 6 panels or so. Not going to play around with them. Click all these and delete them. Pick up selection tool, highlight that. Right click, copy it. Right click, paste in place. Hold the shift down, hit the arrow keys. With the shift down, it moves faster. Put it over there. Right click over here, paste in place. Just click it and drag it this time. Now, I want it to be leaning a little bit. So up here, there's something called, click there and click on the corner, and you get this little drop down menu. You want the free transform tool, and you see how I get them parallel lines when I get in here, and just put it down slightly so it's roughly on the same angle as this. Okay, put this back to 200%. That's looking good for me. Now I want to make a window for up on top of here. I'm going to make it big again for a second. Pick up my selection tool and just Control Z. Click on the middle of that window. Hold your shift down. Click here, and click all those, but don't click the blue from the door. When I have it all clicked, right click, copy that. Right click, paste in place. Drag that up here. Pick up this free transform tool again. Now, see, you get those parallel lines going that way. Tilt it, so that's roughly tilted like this one. Select it again with the free transform tool. Come in here until you get that double arrow. Hold your shift down. That makes it bigger. Selection tool, and just put it somewhere in place. Yeah. That looks reasonable. At least you're going to get the idea on how to do it. Now, let's build a chimney. So let's lock that. I want chimney by itself. Chimney. Call this layer chimney. C-H-I, chin. Chim. Chimney with an M. And I want red here for my fill. And I'm going to draw a chimney here. It's rectangle tool. There it is. With my chimney. Straight line tool. Draw a straight line here. Exaggerated it. Draw another straight line. Exaggerate it. I think they're too far apart, so I'm going to double click on one. Bring them closer for a minute. Yep. Think of that angle there, basically, and try to draw one here, reasonably the same, like that. Pick up your selection tool, click on these ends. Click, delete, 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 delete. Highlight that. Drag it. Click at those cross squares. Drag it close, just close to here for a minute. And that looks reasonably good. Straight line tool. And go there like that. I'm happy with that. Click here, delete that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. There's some little ends there you might want to delete. And I think now we want to drag this as close as we can with my arrow keys. As long as it's selected, I'm all right. And I'm going to go and click here with my crosshairs. You see how I get that right angle again? And just raise that slightly. Now I should be able to fill that with my fill bucket. And I think that I want that a little smaller. So if I take that, bring it in to there. Yeah. Clicking on my, and getting that right angle, bring that down. Good. And I want to click this, delete it, delete it, delete it. That's good. Big chimney. I'm going to cut some off it. I'm going to put a line like this and delete that top part. Delete that, delete that, delete that, and that. Delete that line. And just take this corner here, bring it down, and this corner here, bring it down. That's good. And finish this off. So to finish this off, I'm just going to put a line like that for now, and a line like that for now. Delete and delete. That's how I'm going to leave it for now. Lock that layer. Insert a layer, call it snow. S-N-O-W, and pick up the pencil tool right here. Now we're going to go around this roof. The key is, once you start, do not lift the pencil, because if you do, you'll make a gap and you won't be able to fill it. So I'm going to just go outside here. Don't be fussy. Try not to make straight lines if you can, but that doesn't matter really. Go right through the chimney. Don't worry about that. We'll straighten it after. There. And you may have to do some funniness there. Come down here, grab any color at all. Up your fill bucket and fill it in. Now if you want to play around cleaning that up there, you can, but I'm not. Now, selection tool, highlight it. I got it all. There's this panel here called the color panel. If you don't have it here, open window, find color right there and click on it, and you get this color panel. Click here. I want radial gradient. I want this one to be a blue color, so double click on it and this opens up. Pick up blue, and there's white. That blue's too dark, so click on it, double click on it, and you see this spin wheel. Click on that and drag this up till you get a light blue here, and that'll be the darkest blue I have on my snow. There. Okay, we can close that for a minute. Go back here where this free transform tool was. Click the corner here and get this gradient tool. Now, highlight that. Whoops. Pick the gradient tool. Double click on this snow. I just double clicked on it. And this one here, if I move this, notice how the blue moves off center. See that? And I can also take this one and stretch the blue and play around with it whatever I want. I can tilt it so I can get all kinds of different actions on the snow. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Also, if I go back to this color thing here, if I wanted to, I could double click here and add another color. Click on that. I could pick up another blue here. See that? So I could have 3 colors if I wanted to. I could click in here and add a 4th color. But right now, I'm just doing the 2 of them. And that's what I got, and I'm happy with that. Now, the problem is there's the chimneys behind here. So we'll straighten it out after. Pick up the pencil tool. And let's put a little bit of snow here. So again, one motion, don't lift it. Make sure you connect the ends here. Let's put a little on the door. This is something you can't do wrong because it's snow. Snow can be any shape it wants to be. Put a little on each of these windows. Again, don't lift the pencil once you start. If you do, erase it. You may as well, instead of wasting your time. Let's put a little on this here. And we'll get the chimney after. So now pick up my fill bucket. And if you didn't make any changes, see how that's fill? That has that radial gradient in it. And what you could do is you can pick up this selection tool, and I'll show you something. If you want to get, and as soon as I get that arch, I can push that up like that. See that? I can shape these with that selection tool. If you want, oh, no, I didn't get the arch. There's the arch I'm talking about. See how you can shape them? So I leave that to you. This might be a good spot to lift it up a little bit so I can see some more of that window. Okay. What else is there to do? The chimney. Let's lock that layer. Click the chimney layer and drag it up. And I want to put some snow on that. So I want it to have its own layer. So I'm going to call this Snow Chim. SNOWCHIM. So the snow on the chimney. Picking up my pencil tool. Make this again 400 so I can see it. And all in one motion. Now this is slightly different than the last one. All in one motion like that for the outside. And then all in one motion like that on the inside. So I really have two loops. Pick up my fill bucket. Fill that. Oh, you see that? I don't have one of those completed. So I'm going to just have to delete them. Try that again. Start here. All in one motion. One loop. And all in one motion. Two loops. Now I should be able to fill that. There. Now for some reason the center filled, and I'm wondering if I actually have a closed loop here or not. And let's see if I can see this here now. I just want to change this to a different color. I want to change it to black and see if I can fill that center with the black. No. It's because this loop is not closed right here. And they're hard to close once you make them. There. So now let's look at that from a distance. Oh, that looks reasonable. Snow on my roof. My chimney's a bit big. Now, what else was there? The dormers. Let's go back to 400%. All the layers are locked. Select the layer. Dormers. D-O-R-M. Dormers. Let's do this by selecting that Windows layer. Lock all the layers. Unlock this layer where the windows are. And select from here like that. Copy that. Copy in that window. Lock the Windows layer. Unlock the dormers layer. And let's put one little dormer right here, just to show you how to make them. It's not going to look very good on this particular roof. Right click, paste. There it is. I want my free transform tool. I want to highlight with that free transform tool. Selecting my shift, getting the crosshairs, making that a bit smaller than what it was. Now I got to put a gable on it, so I'm going to Draw a long line like that, up like that, down like that, real quick. I'm going to fill that with the color. That was the color of my roof or my building. Good, doing that. Click that, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. Highlight that, bring it down. You can see it needs to be a bit longer. When it needs to be a bit longer, pick up your selection tool and grab that, get those right angles. Good. Double click and drag that down to there. I'm happy with that. That's a dormer. And it should have another little piece. It should have another little piece going back from here. So I'm going to do this. A line like that. And a line like that. And another line like that. All right. Pick up the fill bucket, fill that one in. Clip these ends off. Double click, drag this over. I can see it's a bit tall. That's when I'm going to get my selection tool. Just grab that and push it up a little bit. Double click, drag it over. And now I want to put some snow on my dormer. And I'm going to do that by drawing with my pencil tool. Lock that dormer layer. Call this snow dormer. S-N-O-W-D-O-R, snow dormer. Pick up pencil tool. Again, one motion, starting here. Pick up the bucket, click here, fill it in, open this up. Sometimes this will remember what you have for a radial gradient. Ah, it did. Good. Selection tool, click on that inside, open this up, radial gradient, and I want this one to be blue, remember? Blue. And I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. Okay. And there's my dormer. I can now unlock the dormer and those two layers, unlock them both. Pick up my selection tool. Highlight them. Right click, copy. Right click, paste in place. Oops. Didn't copy everything. Right click, get it all fuzzy, all of it. Right click, copy. Come over here, right click, paste in place, and drag it all over. Okay. Now the only thing I would change on this is I'd make the chimney a bit smaller. But anyway, I think you get the idea. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.